Hello everyone, it's Heidi here from the First Aid Nest. Today in this video we're going to talk about how long does a first aid course take and how can you in what ways do we deliver first aid courses. So first aid courses with us can be delivered in any kind of like 3 different types of delivery really. So you can have the full face-to-face first aid course. Okay, so that means that we do the whole class, so none of it is online. You will purchase your course online and you'll be sent the details of where to go for your course, or if you're in a group workplace then you would probably just be having it on site, but otherwise the whole course would be face-to-face. Okay, so we do 3 main types of courses. We deliver other courses, but we do 3 main types. We do the Provide CPR, which is the HLTAID 009. And that's the just the CPR course, and often that's the one that needs to be refreshed every year. We do the Provide First Aid, which is by far the most common. That's the one that's needed for most industries, unless you're in childcare and education. That's the Provide First Aid HLTAID 011. And then there's the Provide First Aid in an education and care setting, which is, as it sounds, HLTAID 012. So the Provide First Aid, the Provide CPR and the Provide First Aid in education and care setting, they can all be done full face-to-face if people prefer to learn in a classroom environment and all face-to-face. The childcare first aid is quite a lengthy day. It's about 9 hours. So it's a whole day course. Obviously there's breaks and things like that, but there's quite a lot involved. With the Just Provide First Aid, which is the most common course, that is around about a 7.5 hour day for full face-to-face, and the CPR is around about a 2 hour day. Okay, because obviously it's a much shorter course. That's your the one you would do initially, and then that's the one you do for a yearly refresher as well. The other delivery method that we use, there's 2 more, is what we call blended delivery method. So this is where you do a portion of it online, like a small portion of it online, and then the rest face-to-face. So with the CPR, the small portion will take you about an hour, and then the face-to-face portion will take you about an hour. Okay, so that's for the Provide CPR. The Provide First Aid, the portion will take you about an hour and a half, 2 hours, and then the face-to-face bit will take you about 6 hours. Okay, and then the Provide First Aid in an education and care setting, the online portion is about 2.5 hours, and the face-to-face is about 7.5 hours. Okay, so it's just a little bit there online. What happens is you purchase the course and you will get enrolled automatically into the online training. So you will just receive an email once you've purchased the course, and that will log you into the online pre-learning. So you don't have to go looking for things. They should all be sent to you, and it should be a relatively easy process of logging in and completing your online pre-learning. Now, the third option, which obviously has become very, very popular in the latter years, especially with COVID, is called the enhanced course. Now, this is where most of the course is online self-paced pre-learning with a short face-to-face assessment after you've completed the online pre-learning. The short face-to-face assessment is just to check your technique with things like the choking technique, bandaging, anaphylaxis, and CPR. Okay, so with the CPR, the Provide CPR, which again is the yearly refresher, it's around about 1.5 hours online, and then just a roughly 30 to 45 minute assessment of you doing CPR on an adult and a child and an infant, and testing out an AED, which is a defibrillator. Okay, so very, very short face-to-face session. You can be in and out by 10 o'clock of wherever it is that you're doing the class. With the Provide First Aid, again, 80% of it is done online, self-paced pre-learning. You can do the online pre-learning in a day, but ideally you would give yourself a couple of days minimum to get that completed. And the face-to-face portion is around about 1 to 2 hours, depending on how big your group is. If it's just you, it could just take an hour, and the assessor will check your CPR, choking, how to give an EpiPen, and some bandaging techniques and things like that. Okay, and maybe the asthma puffer as well. With the childcare first aid, it's pretty much the same. What you'll get assessed on again is the CPR, obviously concentrating on children, CPR, choking, asthma, anaphylaxis, and bandaging techniques. And there are just a few differences when you're focusing on more children than adults, but it's very, very similar. So again, that would take about 1 to 2 hours for the face-to-face assessment. So if you're in a workplace group, you would just have like that would be the group of you would take that long. So your employer may book you in just for a group on site between 9 and 11 a.m. and then you'd be done for the day. If you came to one of our public classes, at the moment they're in Sydney, then again, it starts at 9 o'clock and you'd be out by 11. If you were just doing CPR, you could be out by 9:30. So they're the 3 different delivery methods. You've got the face-to-face, you've got the enhanced, which is a small amount online, mostly face-to-face. And then you've got the blended, which is a small amount online, mostly face-to-face. Then you've got the enhanced, which is mostly online with the face-to-face assessment. So once you've completed all that, you will be sent your certificate within 48 hours and you're all done. So I hope this is helpful. Please let us know if you have any questions at all and we're happy to answer them. Okay, take care.